through this a little bit earlier. Predictions for tomorrow, what do you think? And is it a good caution or precautionary way to make sure everyone's safe tomorrow?
Yeah, I think going early is probably a good idea because the later in the day you get, the higher those gusts are going to be. Such a shame though, you know, we have so many days with benign weather. We have today, we have Wednesday, but then of course right on Mardi Gras we have some active elements. And it does look like it'll be gusty. Our winds may be up to about 50-mile-per-hour gusts, maybe a bit higher. But the decisions, I guess, have been made, and might see some more decisions according to some officials, whether we have more updates coming on those parades. Of course, we'll keep you updated. But for now, we are expecting those winds to increase, especially by afternoon and into evening. Just high winds at first, no rain just yet, but then in the evening and late afternoon, we're seeing the rain move in on your Mardi Gras. Secure items, if you are at parades, just keep in mind things are maybe going to blow around a little bit. Keep your app open, your WWL app, so you can get alerts and things like that. And I was saying we have heard some bites from the police chief about issuing a high wind watch and whether it would go to a warning. Well, it already actually was a warning through the afternoon and into tonight. It's for tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., pretty much all day. Southeast winds sustained up to about 35 miles per hour, and those gusts easily up to 40 or 50 miles per hour, with a few in that range up to 60 miles per hour. I don't think we'll see a lot of those, but it is on the table. And that's the big thing for the parades, just the winds before we get the storm. So let me show you. This is tonight, and now I'm going to move forward in time to give you an idea of what our models are showing for those wind speeds. Sustained winds are in white, gusts, potential gusts are in yellow. This is 7 a.m. You can see our winds starting to increase. And then by noon, we're seeing near 20+ mile per hour sustained winds, and look, some gusts here and there up to about 50 miles per hour. Whether that will be right on the parade routes, of course, kind of hard to say, but it does look like at least 35, maybe 40 mile per hour gusts possible in New Orleans, and maybe a bit higher than that. 5 p.m. we're still looking at the winds kind of gusting, but also our rain moving in by then. And then by 10 and 11, our winds will not be quite as breezy, and they will have changed direction because we will be looking eventually at a front moving in. And that's the second concern, our chance for some strong to severe storms. Level 3 risk is for our north areas, New Orleans and most parts of the North Shore south. Level 2, a little lower risk. So there could be some high wind gusts and maybe some other severe elements with the line of storms. So when's that happening? Here's our model showing even by 1 p.m., not a lot of rain just yet. Warmer air is surging north, and we're starting to see rain trickle into at least some western spots by maybe 3-4 p.m. But here is our line moving into our area around then, with some of the roughest weather for New Orleans and much of the North Shore, perhaps between about 5 and 7. This model has it near 6:30 or 7. A few other models are pushing it a bit earlier, maybe 5 to 6. So that would be the time for the line to move through, but it's really a pretty thin line, you could say. It's moving fast, and it should be swiftly out of here by about 10 p.m. We should be dry, maybe even before that for some spots. We have our high pressure bringing us gorgeous Mardi Gras weather, and then here's our system taking shape, surface low pressures, and then what we're going to see is this front kind of just barreling through and maybe weakening as it arrives in our part of South Louisiana. But still, it looks like clearly with the severe risk where it is that there will be that chance for a few of those severe elements. Tonight, temperatures in the 60s to about 70, super pleasant through the evening. We'll just be dropping through the 60s with north and south shore lows close to 60, upper 50s if you're north at the lake. And here's your big Mardi Gras planner, warming up into the 70s, and look at that potential gust. Kind of breezy for sure and windy through the midday hours, but then those 40+ mile per hour wind gusts are more for afternoon. So you can see why the parades were moved a bit earlier. And then our rain chance increasing after 4 p.m. So if you're a later in the day kind of Mardi Gras person out walking around the quarter or Marigny later on, it does look like we're going to have that line of rain. So please be aware that's going to be after maybe about 5 p.m. for New Orleans. Again, the roughest weather timing looks like at this point maybe 6 or 7. That could change up or down a little bit, come a little earlier or a bit later. 7-day forecast shows a chillier and still windy but not quite as gusty forecast for Ash Wednesday. Lots of sunshine and a pleasant spell through the rest of the week. Some showers return Saturday.